Hello and welcome. Assalamu alaikum. You're watching Greenwich Live Sessions. This is your host Omar Khan, and I'm back with another show, another guest. And yet again, I'm super excited for today's show because the guest I'm about to introduce is a proud alumni of Greenwich University. She did her BBA and MBA from Greenwich University, and currently she is the founder and CEO of Comet Safety Management, who deals in industrial chemicals and safety. She is in Toronto currently, and apart from that, she's worked for ICI over the years, Sony, and DuPont, and I've got a huge exposure when it comes to the field. So, welcome to the show, ma'am. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you. I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine. Thank you so much for taking out time and joining us. We know we all are stuck in a COVID situation around the globe. You right now are in Toronto. How has life and work affected you, and how have you adapted according to it?
So in Toronto, we've been in lockdown since March, and mashallah, we're doing very well now. I mean, in Toronto, we only had like 20 cases or 30 cases yesterday. And so it's been very strict and very constrictive. And of course, nobody is working, everybody's at home. Inshallah, we'll be opening up soon. I think they're saying maybe next week we'll start opening. So it's been a challenge, but we've adapted to the situation. Like, for example, the trainings that we give have now gone on to Zoom. And
Yeah.
actually, there's nothing you can not do nowadays online, right? You don't need to travel as much. I mean, all the horrible things that have happened, all the loss of life and the sickness and everything, I think the good thing to come out of it is that everybody is, finding new ways of doing it. I mean, teaching is online. I have a 7-year-old daughter whose school went online. Oh my God, that was like crazy because I was like helping her with that. But I think it's a change in the way we do things, and I think as long as you're adaptable and you make that change, you will be successful, right?
Absolutely right, absolutely right. And you're talking about classes and everything. So I've seen people do shadis online, and I recently came across a couple who did a drive-through wedding where
Yeah,
they were standing and people were driving through, giving gifts, giving money, and just leaving. So
I know.
adaptability is there, where you just have to find ways. And what I love the most about what you said is the positivity that we know that we're stuck in a situation. We know that lots of things that we cannot do, lots of things that is causing losses around the globe. But then again, there's always hope, and
Of
whenever there's
course,
hope,
of
you can
course.
do wonders.
That that's the thing about the human race. No matter what you throw at us, we find a way to get around it and survive and thrive, right? That's the most important thing. Also, I mean, I think one of the good things that have come out is everybody started exercising more because there's
Mm.
not a lot to do. So everybody goes for a walk, everybody goes for a run, So I think although some bad things, of course, the loss of life and all that, but I think some good things have come out of it as well.
Absolutely, some good things have come
I'm
out
just
of that.
adjusting. Yeah.
So let's just talk about commit safety management, because when we talk about Pakistan and all the how people work here in the industry, so there's always things that is told by the organization about safety, but people on their own, they don't have that much of awareness. So can you just tell a bit about what is commit safety management and what do you exactly do?
Sure. So, when I first got this, it was 2007, 2004, when I was with DuPont, and my boss called me in and he said, I have a challenge for you. There's this safety business and you want to take it. And I looked at him and I was like, oh my God, I mean, this is Pakistan. Who is, going to care about safety? But but when you start talking to people about the real benefits of safety management, because it's so all encompassing, right?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, when I used to go to my clients first and give presentations and everything, I used to get these blank looks from them, right? Because they were just like, why should we pay you money to come here and, teach our people to wear safety shoes or safety glasses? We'll just give it to them and they'll wear it, right? Nobody wants to put money over there because they think it's just consulting, kuch nahi hoga. But I have seen organizations which actually implemented it and the entire culture changed, right? So, I mean, if you look at what's going on in Pakistan right now, I mean, you see this whole fiasco that happened with PIA, right? Or with these other sort of organizations. So you have these, I just feel that the value of life, has to be, sort of really, really taken care of. And I'll give you an example. The last time I was in Karachi, I took my daughter to McDonald's, right? And so there's this, there's a roundabout outside that Seaview McDonald's in Karachi.
Yeah.
And there was a Canadian guy, and he was like up there on the wire, fixing something. And there was another guy who was like climbing the ladder, no safety shoes, nothing, right? Okay. Now I stopped my car and I told him, I said, you know what? This ladder you're on, right? It conducts electricity. So if there's a short circuit or something, you're going to be toast. You're going to be French fries, basically. Okay. And he was like, oh, madam, whatever.
Jale हुए French fries, not the
वो
type
भी बिल्कुल like भुने हुए. Okay, like completely. So I told him this, and I expected him to sort of, get upset with me that who is this lady and why she's bothering me or whatever. He came down from the stairs and he looked at me. He goes, thank you, madam. मैं फिर से नहीं करूँगा. I didn't know. So people care about their lives, right? I mean, you care about your life, you care about your family and everything. There's just no awareness. They don't realize कि ये जो एक चीज कर रहे हैं उसके consequence क्या होंगे. And that's our job. That's my job, is to go in and tell people. And you know what? I've worked all over the world, and human nature is the same, right?
Right.
Everybody, whether you're from Canada or America or Vietnam or Australia, whatever, you want the same things in life. You want safety, you want security, you want your children to grow up and be happy and well educated. सब same है. Okay, and हम लोग इतनी बड़ी divisions करते हैं, but I just feel everybody's just the same. So I mean, that's why I got into safety management, and I love it. It's my passion, you know.
And it's very nice that when I mentioned that in Pakistan we need that awareness, and you just shared a story where you just spoke to a guy and he was actually thankful because you don't get that kind of awareness usually. And whenever even I have such experiences, whenever I see something like that on the road, so I just communicate with the person and he thanks me because he says that someone is caring for us. So I think it's just the way you portray your point even to the organizations where they have this reluctancy that they say that no, we can do it on our own and we can tell it on our own, but a professional knows his work, and a professional will tell and guide in such a way that it will be for the betterment of the organization. And once the all the employees they feel that safety and security, they'll even give more into the work. So this is
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that people need to understand.
Yeah, and also I think one of the most important things is that we believe that people can't change, right? Like, so we believe that, oh, I hear it so much, oh, Pakistani aise hain or waise hain, there's, inka kuch nahi ho sakta, right? That's not true at all. Everybody in the world, even as adults and grown-ups, we can always change. So let me give you an example. When I joined ICI, okay, there was a strict rule of safety, wearing seat belts. Okay, and this is way back in 1999. Okay, so it's time pe there was really no concept, and I wasn't exactly the most safety conscious person in the world. मेरी problem ये होती थी कि when I used to put the seat belt on to go to work, my clothes would get crushed. You know, so when I would go to work, my clothes would not be crushed, so I wouldn't wear the seat belt. Or literally, like as I would enter, like drive into ICI, I would hold the seat belt down like this and then open it again. This is me, the person who preaches about safety today. And my boss at the time, this gentleman named Jahangir Bashir Nawaz, he actually saw me on the road without a seatbelt. Okay, he honked and and the next day I had an explanation call. Like imagine, so I'm like this little, 24-year-old or whatever, right out of college, 23-year-old, I think I was at that time, and
No,
I'm
no
like being
one's
called.
no one's calculating your race. It's all good.
I am, because I can't believe how old I am now. But you know
Ma'am, you
what I
can
mean?
take the camera towards the other side so you can come in the center of screen. Yeah, towards the
Like
other side. The other
this
side.
way?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, yeah, because I'm just like falling out. I'll just move a little. Oh, there.
It's okay because since we're having a reunion after such a long while, so the excitement should be there. So it's all good.
Yeah, yeah. So I was telling you that. So I went in and I said, "Nahi, nahi, मैंने तो seat belt पहनी हुई थी, this, that, whatever." And he said, "You know what? If you have an accident, you will die, and you're so worried about your clothes, your whole face will be kharab, right? Okay." And being a girl at that age or whatever, I was like, "Oh my God, nahi," and stuff. So, and from that person who didn't care or who just was trying to cut corners to who I am today, it's a journey, right? And I changed myself. So if I can change, anyone can change, right?
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
that's what, I mean, I have a lot of faith in Pakistanis. I have a lot of faith in all of us in changing, but सीधा रास्ता दिखाना होता है, as they say,
You're absolutely right, and I'll add few points to this because all the organizations, the multinationals which are from abroad working here in Pakistan, I'll name a few like Shell. So the basic rules that they have for all of their employees that if they are not wearing their safety belts, because their cars are all tracked now and everything. So if not, as you said that you got an explanation call. So if you're not wearing your safety belt and if you're not carrying the equipment that you require in your trunk of your car, you will get an explanation call and you will get fired. If you
yeah,
drive your car more than at a speed of more than 80 kilometers, you'll get an explanation call and you will get fired. So
yeah,
all the organizations in the world, they have that discipline, that safety measures, and you have to follow them. And when we talk about Pakistanis, these are the same Pakistanis who when go to US or Europe or Canada, they abide the rules. They're very disciplined. So
yeah.
Pakistanis can do everything, but they don't want to. That's the thing.
Exactly, exactly. And this is part of what our services do in commit safety management is transforming cultures. It's all about your culture, right? Okay, like I'll go to Pakistan. Like my daughter, still she's in a booster seat right now. Even in Pakistan, she was always in a car seat, and even though people would be like, "Why, bitha do godi mein," type of thing. But I would always keep her in a car seat. But last time I went to Pakistan, I had too much luggage, so I didn't want to take the car seat with me. I left it. And when I got to Pakistan, I was like, okay, just because I'm in Pakistan, I'm not using the car seat now. So I went and I got another one, and I said, no, I'll continue with this because so culture has a lot to do with the way you behave, right? And what's allowed. I mean, हमारी traffic आप देख लें, red light break करना is not a big deal at all. You
बता
know,
तो आपको मसला क्या है। मसला है वी कॉल कराची सिटी ऑफ लाइट्स, तो सिग्नल तो खूबसूरती के लिए लगाए हुए ना। वो थोड़ी के रेड लाइट है ग्रीन लाइट है, वो थोड़ी फॉलो करना है। सिटी ऑफ लाइट्स
I
इसीलिए तो
know.
कहते हैं।
I know. It's too funny. I was once I was going to the beach and there
Yeah,
was this bus and there were like 100 people sitting on top of that bus.
yeah,
Okay, and that bus was flying. Okay, it was just flying through and it hit a speed bump. Okay, those people flew off. Okay, but attitude क्या था? हंसते हुए उठे सब because nobody got injured. हंस रहे हैं. Okay, सब लोग एक दूसरे को slap कर रहे हैं, हंस रहे हैं. And I'm just like, if these guys could understand the consequences, they could have gotten really hurt, right?
and what brothers, when the conductor of that flying bus, is during the running bus from the front door is coming to the back door. So I am like, who is Spider-Man? Come to Karachi, we'll show you real life Spider-Man who's traveling from one place to other. Rajnikant has competition in real
I
life.
tell
The way
you.
that conductors are working by. So, ma'am, I'll just include some comments because we have people with us, and of course, lots of your batchmates and people from Greenwich fraternity. We'll have a reunion today. So let's see who we have with us. We have with us Noreen Dharamse. She says, "Hi, Asma. Good to see you."
Hi, Noreen.
So, any memory that you recall with Noreen?
Oh my God, so many. I mean, we don't need memories because we're still all pretty close. We have a whole Greenwich group. We call it the Jashan Gang. I think, maybe other people have talked about it, and we're so supportive of each other. It's like family, really. So, I mean, so many memories. We did so many silly things at Greenwich. I feel really bad. If Seema Mughal is watching, sorry, you know.
We'll be talking about all of those silly things in a while as well, because since it's reunion, so you're back to college and you're back in your 20s. So we'll have that feel, and we'll make you feel like the same
Young
way you
again.
did when
Okay.
you were at college. So we have with us Murtaza Ali, and he says, "Hey Asma, hello from the West Coast."
Ah, so Murtaza is my birthday twin. We have our birthdays on the same day.
Yeah, wow, that's wonderful. And he adds on, the cost of business disruption and that person ability to earn is an impact that could be avoided by being cautious and safety aware. So disclaimer आ गया.
Uh,
Right, and we have this Amna Kazmi. She says, looking good.
well, that's my sister, and
Mhm.
she was one batch junior to me. So we're almost like in the same batch, and we have the same friends. And she graduated from Greenwich as well, and she went on to join CNBC. So she's also a proud, yeah,
There's a joke of your graduating day where it's you, your sister, and your brother. The trio, all three of you graduated from Greenwich.
yeah.
So special memories.
Yeah, yeah, we love the place. And mashallah, we all did so well in our career. And I think really I have to give the credit to Greenwich because, they're the ones who made us. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. So we have this Ali Raza Dharam say, he says, Pakistanis need awareness. Once we achieve that, we will change the culture and future of the country. Indeed, I totally agree
Inshallah.
to it.
Inshallah. Yes.
Because Pakistanis, there's full of potential, they're full of talent. Like I'll just quote a example. Like we don't have proper mechanical engineers, but what we see is a guy who's uneducated, but he's so much expert with the car mechanics that he can do wonders. So what if we have that awareness and education to all these people? We can do
Yes.
wonders around the globe. So that's
So
just a
you know
small.
what? One of the Yeah, so one of the consultants in my panel of consultants that we work with in commit safety management, she is this amazing person, and she was on the incident investigation team of remember the space shuttle disaster,
Mhm.
like working with NASA and all that. And she told me that Pakistani engineers are the best in the world. They're so smart, but they don't have the tools, the actual tools. Like they're working on old factories. They make, like, you give a Pakistani anything, he'll create something out of it. Okay,
I tell you
so talented.
the popularity of Pakistanis, and how well known they are, that the most popular show during this lockdown was on Netflix. That was Money Heist. Now even they used Pakistani doctors and hackers. So out of the
Yeah.
whole wide world, why did they choose Pakistanis in their scripts? Because we are good, actually.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I think हमारी जो intelligence level है generally, even in the general population, even if you go and talk to the Mali or I think there are two things that define Pakistanis for me, right? One is the intelligence and one is the generosity. We're very generous people, right?
True.
And and we're extremely intelligent people. We just need to be shown the way. You know what I mean? We need the tools to put that intelligence in the right direction.
And according to people can research it over. Pakistan has the fourth smartest people around the globe. That
No
is
doubt.
official. And to quote a few, we had Ali Moin, who scored 22 A's in A levels. No one has ever did that. Then we had Arfa Karim, youngest Microsoft engineer, and then the list goes on and on and on. We created nuclear power and so much more. So Pakistan has lots of positive things.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's amazing. I mean, like as you said, we're so blessed. We've got the most beautiful country. I mean, if you look at our countryside, I mean, I tell you, I've taken that train from Zurich to Geneva, and all the people I was with, they kept on going, "Oh my God, it's so beautiful, it's so beautiful." And I was like, "Well, you guys haven't been to Iran, you haven't been up north, you haven't seen the beauty we have in our country, right? We've got everything. We just, as I said, Omar, we spend a lot of money on importing goods from the West, right? We like our Louis Vuitton bags, and we like our Fendi glasses, and we like all our designer stuff and our, whatever, right? But the thing we don't spend money on is their systems, their
Hmm.
processes, the way they do things. If we just pick up those things instead of spending it on cars and air conditioners or whatever, we pick up their systems and implement them in Pakistan, I tell you, we'll be ruling the world. We're
Uh,
so
Absolutely, you're right. And the three principles that the great Qaeda Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah quoted was unity, faith, discipline. So if we stick to that, West already has stick to these three, but we haven't, applied that in our lives on a regular level. So if we
yeah.
just stick to those three, unity, faith, and discipline, I think we can do wonders. So I'll include some more comments, and then we just keep on talking. So Noreen says, Jashan Gang. And then Ali Raza adds on, you Omar, you have already interviewed a few of the Jashan gang now. So like, can you name all the Jashan gang members right now?
Sure. So there's Noreen, of course. She's our main head of the Jashan gang. I would say is Noreen because she keeps everybody together, right? And then we have Naufal. I think you know Naufal Musa, so active and so
And
Ali
your gang and everyone knows him by the name Don. So you can
John.
say Don of it. Yeah.
Yeah, John. Then we have Chor, okay, who's Andy. God, I actually just Chor, right? Then we have Kazim Maqsood, who's Asim Maqsood's brother. Asim is also a part of it, of course. Sherzad, Samyuddin.
You have
So,
to also give the names, that they have. Like, we all know Asim Masood was the dude, right?
yeah.
So also tell us the names, that you used to call each other with.
Yeah, yeah. So he was dude because he's always had long hair, right? Okay, he's always
Yeah.
had long hair, and he was actually with me in St. Michael's. I went to St. Michael's before Greenwich, right?
Yeah.
He was in my class, and him and there used to be Asad Ahmad. They used to sit in the back seat with really long hair. And I remember our principal once came into the class with a pair of scissors, and she's like, "I'm going to cut your hair because you just don't cut your hair, right?" And I think she managed to cut Asad's hair. I don't know if she managed to cut Asim's hair. So these guys were like, they were quite crazy back in the day.
One question I had with Asim Bhai was, what is, you have such a colorful personality and with all of the charisma and everything. How come you landed up in the financial field? It's for boring people. And usually, 80, with no offense and no pun intended, 70 to 80% people in the finance, they don't have hair. And then
Yeah.
you have long hair, So I was like, आप कर क्या रहे हो finance में?
I know, but he's a total dude. I'll tell you what happened. He was in Toronto when I moved here first. So he came to visit me. And I don't know if I should be saying this in a public forum, but sorry, Asim. But my daughter was really little, so she grabbed his phone, okay? And बड़ा परेशान हो गया Asim because my daughter had his phone and my daughter was like 5 years old or something at that time. And so then she brought the phone to me and I could see Asim sweating profusely. And then I just saw the phone. It was all these girls' pictures. Okay, like all these girls, like, hi, Asim, and this and that. So yeah, I was like, okay, take the phone back, please. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's
So
like a real
and
dude.
now I know why he was so upset about not playing the guitar very well in his early college days. Now I can totally understand and relate why it was. So I'll just share a picture here, and here we've got a lot of members from the Jashan gang. So like, can you
Yeah.
name all of them?
Sure. So there's Ali Raza, there's Muniza Qasim, the one in the middle is me, then there's Shiza, Kazim, Shoaib Savil is also there, Noreen is there, Naufal, Andy, and Ali Sajad, I think, is trying to give Naufal a kiss. I'm not sure what they're doing over there.
But then again, when we look back at the memories, these are just wonderful times. And how does it feel after all these years? Coming back to Greenwich and talking about your buddies and the Jashan gang, and we also talk about the all shararti things that you used to do.
The funny thing is, I think we haven't changed much,
Hmm.
surprisingly. I mean, I know we're all grown-ups now and we should be all mature and adults and everything. I don't think that happened to us too much, although we're very good in our careers and professional and everything. But when we get together, it's just like being back in Greenwich. Like we're just joking and, we have our own like jokes within the group and stuff. So it's just, it was, as I said, it's like a little family, situation with them. So we have a great time, and we always meet up.
And I love that part, and that's what I tell everyone, because the kind of work that I do, I am in interaction with lots of people. So I tell them, like, take it easy. Even if you grow, you have to keep your inner child alive, because the moment you take that pressure that I'm an adult and I have to do this, I have to do that, that's when you lose that smile, that's when you lose that energy, that shine in your eyes,
Yeah.
and you start taking life so seriously that you forget living while you're alive. So,
Yeah, yeah,
I
you have to keep your passion alive. You have to keep that little child in you. You know, I'll tell you something, Omar. My dad, who's passed away now, but he was 86 years old when he said this to me. He said, Asma, in my mind, I still want to go out. I want to play baseball. I want to go climb a mountain. My body will not let me do that now because I'm older. But in my mind, I'm as excited about a cricket match and stuff. So it's your attitude. Everything is your attitude, right?
agree,
And
agree.
we're not that old yet, so it's
No,
okay.
yeah, I always say age is just a number, and
Oh, yeah.
it's just we people who force things on ourselves. So I'm okay. I never think about age and all that. These are things that people have created, so I don't follow that at all.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah. And
Well,
when you're younger, you always think when you'll be older, you'll be so smart and you'll be so mature and somehow there'll be some big transformation. It doesn't happen. You're still the same person.
no, I think with time over the years, I'm just going to get more crazier.
I
That's the
know.
only I personally think. So, ma'am, let's talk about your, the fun side, the things that you did during your student life, which you think was something, very, 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 very naughty. So, what were the things? I know there's lots of things. I know lots of stories, but I want you to quote yours.
Well, I think one of the things about me when I was in college was that I was always late for everything, right? So I had my friends sign in for me for group projects. I think I was a real burden on all my friends because they did a lot of stuff for me, right? And I think if there's one class I'd like to mention was Ehsan Durrani's class in my MBA, which was like business policy.
Yeah.
So Ehsan Durrani knew my brother, and my brother is brilliant. Okay, my brother's like a genius. Okay, I'm obviously not a genius. So I would sit in the back of the class and hide from him. And then unko pata chal gaya ki I'm Ali Kazmi's sister. So in class, he actually said to me, he's like, I can't believe you're Ali Kazmi's sister. He's such an intelligent man. What's up with you, right? So मैं और भी पीछे हो गई, and I was like, I don't want to think him. Anyway, he would keep on picking on me. Every class he would pick on me. Ek din I just said, you know what? I'm going to show him. And I actually started doing my work. Pehle to I wouldn't. I would just be copying and sorry, Mrs. Mughal, if you're watching, but like, I'd be copying and whatever. And I still remember him saying that, I mean, this girl, she used to be a pussycat. Now she's like a little cheetah. Okay. So, I mean,
Wow.
he's like my favorite teacher, like from Greenwich. And I think he did so much to, and we were all so scared of him. Like everybody taking that course, business policy, everybody would leave it to the last semester because we were all so scared of him. But I mean, my Greenwich days just hanging out. I remember my friend Imran, um, his car, like being dropped home in his car was like getting into somebody's closet. There would be so many clothes in there, shoes. I don't know what, like, I think he'd shower in that car as well because tolye, like everything would be in that car. I'll never forget that car, And then like of course then all of them like to sing and like I mean inka band hota tha. Kazim used to play the drums and so they were very musical that way. So it was just a
Absolutely.
lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll just share another picture of your gang. So if you can name the people on screen.
Sure, so let me start with the one in the center, which is Arslan Khan. He's in Dubai now, and when he was in Greenwich he had like hair down to his waist.
Oh wow.
I Yeah, I think his boss probably made him cut it off or whatever. So that's like, and then next to him is his wife, Maniza Qasim. She was also in Greenwich.
Hmm.
Then of course Naufal next to him, then Noreen, Ali Sajjad. Kazim is the really happy one in the middle at the bottom, and
Yep.
I'm next to him. And then there's Sherry and Ali Abbas, who is Ali Sajjad's brother. So this is just a recent picture. It's maybe 3 years old, 3 or 4 years
Yeah.
old. So it's recent.
Indeed, and recently even Greenwich, we were organizing lots of reunions and alumni meets up. We're stuck with this COVID situation. Otherwise, there are lots of plans for all of the alumni, and it's such a learning experience for all the new students as well, and all the recent alumni as well, that they can look up to their seniors and how they've approached life and did wonders in their career. So it's a very nice learning curve for all the recent alumni and the current students as well.
course, and I think we're very into giving back as well because we did well. So we want to give back because you shouldn't forget what who gave you the tools to do really well, right? So I think that's the attitude throughout my batch at least. We're very uh, we want to give back to the kids now. I mean, kids, because they're going to start going to job interviews and things like that. It's important that they know how to present themselves. So, like for example, we had this teacher, Ruxana Khan, I think her name was. She was our communications teacher. So we're
Yeah.
all pretty decent in presentation skills because of her, I think, right? And and I remember every time she would be like, okay, somebody present. There would be Kazim, and there was Mehriyar, another person in our class. They would only want to present on the legalization of marijuana or something, right? And she would be like, "No, you cannot do that, right?" So, I mean, they had to deal with kids, and kids always want to push the limit a little bit at that point in time, and I mean things like that. So, I mean, they did it really well, and I think that we all turned out okay.
Turned out okay. I think you did wonderfully well. I'll just share a picture here. Here's Miss Asma receiving an award from the president, the ex-president now, but at that time he was the president, Mr. Mamnoon Hussain, and for the wonderful work that she has been doing. So, ma'am, what would you like to say about this picture?
Well, it was very nice. I was very honored. I've never like met a president in an official setting. It was really funny because when he walked in, everybody had to stand up and the national anthem started playing. And the funny thing is, इनके पीछे एक आदमी suitcase, एक briefcase लेके आता है. Apparently, that's supposed to have like the nuclear button in it or something like that. That's what everybody was saying because there's this guy with a gun and so it was very overwhelming at the time, but I was proud and I was very happy that they acknowledged it, right? And it's always good to be acknowledged. But it was quite funny meeting the president, because I've seen prime ministers and presidents at like shadis and stuff, right? Like, where they're normal. But this is such an official thing, and everybody would stand up and sab stress ho gaye the ekdam se.
And
So it was
especially
quite interesting.
especially जिस तरह का आपका नेचर है ऑल बबली टाइप्स आपको भी सीरियस होना पड़ रहा था यार प्रेसिडेंट बराबर में खड़ा है आई हैव टू बी अ बिट सीरियस तो वो पार्ट आपके लिए थोड़ा मुश्किल हुआ होगा
I tell you, I tell you. And I was just like, will he mind if I ask him कि ये briefcase खोल के मुझे दिखा दें इसमें क्या है? And then I remember somebody saying, Asma, I don't think this is the nuclear button. I think ये अपने snacks लेके घूमते हैं साथ.
हो सकता है possibly. So I'll use some more comments. We have with us the head of the economics department of Greenwich University, Dr. Shafiqur Rahman, and he is with us. He welcomes you to the show. Then we have Mr. Sohail Amin. I cannot name what the title that you guys gave him, so I'll just say shut up on that. But he says, "Good to see you after such a long time. Stay blessed." So
Oh.
memory with Sohail bhai.
Well, I have great memories with Suhail. He was senior and very helpful always. And like, I mean, that's what I'm going to share on this forum. But hi, Suhail. It's nice to hear from you after such a long time. It's been years since I've like met him. Um,
Absolutely. Murtaza says, out of box thinkers always, the box just a guidelines. So good comment.
yeah,
Right. We have the Shiza Zuberi. You just named her, in one of the pictures. So she's
yeah,
there. She says, go Asma.
yeah.
And you mentioned Kazim Maksud as well. He's there, the drummer. And he says, the briefcase contains a jammer Asma. Right.
Oh, okay, okay. So no crisps and lays and potato chips in there. A jammer. Okay.
Sorry to disappoint you for that, but no, Chris. A jammer was there. Right. So, as much as I'm loving this conversation, we're also coming towards an end. But before leaving, I like to ask two more questions. And the first was, how was your experience here at Greenwich Live Sessions today?
It was fantastic. I mean, it's very casual, and I think that's the way you should keep it because, if it gets stuffy, it gets boring, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's a good format.
Right, and we have with us the Honorable Chancellor of Greenwich University, Madam Seema Mughal, and Saeed Mughal sir is also watching us. So, what would you like to say to them here on the live show?
Well, I want to say thank you. I think they did such a good job. I also want to say sorry because I used to get into trouble a lot when I was in Greenwich. So sorry about that, And just want to thank them. I think they did a fantastic job. I think they've the continuity that they've had for so many years, and I think they've done a brilliant job. And again, just thank you, and stay well.
And that is why we call ourselves Greenwich family. That our bond never gets broken. Since the very start. And you guys were the most adorable toward for Madam Seema and Saiza, because you were from the first batches. So
Yeah.
the bond that we all have with you guys, it's completely out of the world. And Madam Seema says, Asma, you have not changed at all. It's just the same. And
Thank
the
you.
best thing about you is the positivity and the energy level that you bring along with you. That's just amazing. It's something that all the kids from today even needs to learn.
Yeah, I think if you have a good attitude, a good positive outlook in life, you're set. Seriously. That's all you need.
And Madam Seema sir says, we loved the troubles. Said and myself miss you all, guys. So, after the COVID situation, all the troublemakers, you should make a reunion and, come and cause the student life trouble again.
Oh,
And,
definitely.
and teach the current students as well how to make trouble, because these guys are amateurs compared to you guys.
Yeah, yeah. The Jashan gang will come back to Greenwich and teach them a few things. Okay.
Inshallah, absolutely. And we have a question for you from Mr. Kazim. He says, please also ask her why she never got her own glasses throughout Greenwich.
Okay. So yeah, he's asking me this question because I need glasses, but I never wear them, right? So I'm blind half the time. And Kazim's number and my number were the same, so I used to wear his glasses throughout college, and then he'd walk around being blind the whole day. So, but now I have a pair. I have a pair of glasses. I don't wear them still, but I have it.
All right, that's wonderful. In the end, the last question, what would you like to say for our Greenwich family?
Okay, so for the Greenwich students, the new students, I just want to say just go for it. Whatever you want to do, just have confidence, have a good attitude, do the work. And I think anyone can be successful, literally. There's nothing stopping anybody. And for the older students, I think we've all done very well. I'm very proud of us, actually. And I'm glad we're all still in touch and so comfortable in our own skins. So yeah, I just want to say thank you for being a part of my life, I guess, right?
Thank you so much for taking out time, and thank you so much for joining us today.
No
Keep
problem.
doing the wonderful things that you have been doing. Keep the world safe, keep yourself safe, keep smiling, stay positive. Inshallah, sometime we'll meet soon again.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, Omar. You're a wonderful host. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
All right.
so much. Right, so you heard Miss Asma Kazmi and the wonderful things that she's done over the years, all the student memories that she brings back with her, all the Jashan gang and the Jashan gang members. We've seen quite a few on our live sessions. We'll try to catch up with the ones that we haven't invited to our sessions yet. So, we can complete the whole Jashan gang. And what I'll try to do is call the entire Jashan gang all together at one time so they can, share their memories in a much better way. So that was all for today's session. I hope you liked it, you enjoyed it, or you learned something from it, because safety is one thing that we need to implement in our organizations, in our schools, colleges, even at our homes. And what we're doing during this pandemic, we're just constantly reminding you that you need to wear your mask, you need to sanitize your hand, you need to keep that social distancing. So the awareness for safety is very important, either if you're working in an organization or in some industry or at school or at college or even at home. Safety is something that we need to take care of while driving, while roaming around, everywhere. The awareness should be there, and if you implement it on your life, you're doing yourself a favor and you're doing your loved ones a favor. So look at it that way. So this was all for today's session. We'll meet tomorrow, and tomorrow we have another very, very special alumni for all of you guys. He's a very famous personality. वो कौन है ये आपको कल पता चलेगा, and for that you have to tune in at 10:30 p.m. tomorrow and then you'll find out who our tomorrow's guest will be. Meanwhile, you can see right here the details where you can apply for the fall semester at Greenwich University. Our official WhatsApp number right there on your screen, that is 0306 224 8363. You can also email us at admissions@greenwich.edu.pk, or you can register online at www.greenwich.edu.pk. The fall semester admissions are open, so do come to our website, visit, explore, and find out what you want to do with your career and with your future. So it's time to sign off. So उमर खान को दीजिए इजाजत. इंशाल्लाह मुलाकात होगी आपसे कल. Till then, stay safe, keep smiling, stay positive, and Pakistan Zindabad.